Hello, this is Ivan Torres, and this will be known as my first what if, called What If Deku Was Zoro's son? Part 1. Let's start it. Someone with a Dimension Devil Fruit accidentally uses it on the Straw Hats, which would include probably Carrot as well, all the way up to her. And the Straw Hats would, well, go to the My Hero universe. Instead of going through another world, they'll be going through time. So it will be including the ship as well, and they will land on it probably near somewhere, I guess somewhere near Japan. And since they understood Japanese, there's a fishing boat next by them, so when they spoke to them, they understood. But they did not understand what they were seeing, since this fishing boat would be somewhat with motorized, instead of a sail, it'll be like a motorboat, and they will tell them where the nearest landmark would be, or how far is it to land. And they will be surprised when they get there how different it is. And they don't know what happened to them until, let's see, Robin would probably figure out that they went through time, or much less probably a different world. So they would see everything different from what they're used to. Instead of pirates, there's villains and bad guys. But luckily enough, Luffy smells meat, so he's happy and I guess chippish. And while they're exploring, they come across the robbery that happens. Luffy and the others help I guess capturing them, if not that, knocking them out. And a couple of pros come to them and tell them thank you, and they say, do they know where they're at, or I guess they live there. They will probably tell them, where is this place? And the pros would be confused and say, aren't you pro heroes? And they would say, no. And they will ask them, are they citizens? They'll say no. And Luffy says they're pirates, which they understand. They're not like idiots. They understand that pirates do exist, but not like your average yo ho ho pirate. It's more like that movie, like You're Not the Captain of the Boat. Probably that, you know. And they would try to help these people, but also probably try to arrest them. But instead of that, they'll be, I think, what hero should I use? I guess one of the top 10 heroes, probably Best Genius. You know what? Let's use Best Genius. Best Genius would be there, and he would tell them to come with him, since they didn't have like a passport or a citizenship. They would tell them where did they come from, and they say they don't know. I mean, like they wouldn't know where they're at. They said that they got hit with a power to send somebody to a different dimension, and since they don't have anybody who can send them back, they decided just to let them stay and earn citizenship. But Nami would have a lot of money, since gold is not like sacred to her. It would just be like all the money she can get and her tangerines. So she would exchange that for money, and it's a lot of gold. So they're gonna have like freaking, I guess, $1 billion on them. Most of them would now become pro heroes, well, except for probably Zoro and probably Brooke, since Brooke would like to probably become a rock star. Yeah, he's gonna probably be a rock star. And Zoro is not going to be like your average citizen. He's going to help out pro heroes as well. But some of the Straw Hats, like Luffy, let's see, Jinbei, since he's going to be there too, and Carrot, are going to become pro heroes. And Nami is going to be somebody who sells tangerines. Robin is going to become, I forgot what she does, but I know has something to do with finding out stuff. So she's probably gonna become somebody who's good with books, and she'll become a librarian, but like for one of those really good libraries. So yeah, she'll become a librarian. Let's see, Carrot would... No, not Carrot. Chopper, I know Chopper will probably become a medicine man or a doctor in these terms. And he's going to be pretty good at it, since the medicine that they use and they learned from the One Piece era actually helped out more at times than, what was that thing called? I actually forgot. The One Piece era had medicines from back then, and you know, I really don't know actually, but I know it's going to be one of those things where he's going to be like a famous doctor for learning how to like improvise and do all that stuff. Jinbei, he's going to be a hero. He's not going to be the pro hero. Like, he doesn't actually care. He'll just help out people here and there. Luffy would probably become, let's say he becomes number 4 hero. And Sanji will become the number 5th hero, because Sanji still wants to get the booty. He loves the booty. It's kind of creepy, but that's not the point. The point is they'll become heroes. Nami, she'll own a tangerine store, or probably like a store that sells fruits. Chopper will become a doctor. Robin will be a good librarian. Let's see, Brooke will become a star. Probably, because he does rock and roll as well. Because he's really good at that freaking violin. And I actually sleep to that song, whatever it was. What else? So he's gonna be like a musician, like a good musician. But all of them have hero license. So if they ever have to save somebody, they well, since they don't have quirks, they'll still need to help people, and they're still gonna help people. Otherwise, they'll be known as vigilantes. All Might's going to is still the number 1 hero. And Luffy will sometimes challenge him. Luffy would challenge him sometimes, like more often than others. Since All Might is still strong, he hasn't had his injury yet. Which would probably mean that Let's see. At this time, he has his snake thing, his snake man transformation, which is freaking awesome. And he'll also have that bounce man thing already, as everybody knows. So yeah, sometimes they'll train with each other, and All Might will get more stronger. What else? Oh yeah, okay, so Zoro will become a swordsman instructor, which he'll teach Kenjutsu, or yeah, I think Kenjutsu is when you use weapons, but he mostly uses a sword since, well, he's a swordsman. And I think probably 2 years later, 2 years later, he actually wanders and gets lost, since even though he's been in there, he's been in that part for 2 years. He's still the same old Zoro, as we all know. All right, I'll leave it at that. But he gets lost in an alleyway after he was trying to find what's called a store where it probably sells some booze. And he comes across a girl with green hair, which we all know is Inko. And there's these two people, with one is going to be a giraffe quirk, and so all those who know, you guys are awesome. And another one with a strength quirk. So he tries to tell them what are they doing, and the guy with the strength quirk, let's see, he's like freaking, let's say he's 7 foot 2, and he's bigger, and so since he's bigger than Zoro, he looks at him like he's like some weird moss hair, which would piss Zoro off, and he would try to grab Zoro, but Zoro grabs him by the arm and starts to twist it, like very slowly, like since he has his like armament hockey on, he would just like twist it, and and the guy with the strength quirk would just like feel it, and he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done this. Like he's rethinking on what he should have done. He should have just laid low. He should have gone to church. You know, he should have done something. Had a hobby. And he gets just punched in the gut. Pretty much, he flies towards the other end of the alleyway. And the guy with the giraffe quirk is not going to look like a giraffe. He's just gonna be able to grow horns, and his skin will be more yellowish and have spots. And Zoro sees him and thinks to himself, oh no, not again. But instead of hitting him with the sword, he uses no sword style. And he just flies all the way. He just threw him up in the air. He's gone. Team Rocket, freaking blasting off again. After that, Inko tells him thank you, and they go out to get some, well, she goes out and gets herself a coffee. He gets himself, I don't know what, some sake. Since in this time, Inko's not as shy, or I don't think she was ever shy, but she was more nervous. But with him, she feels kind of comfortable. And I think Zoro had no love interest, so she's gonna be with him, like talking a lot more. she learns a bit of like sword style, but not to the point of Zoro. She just knows how to at least defend herself and run away as quickly as she can. But she's gonna be the same Inko, but he's not gonna be short and chubby. So 1 year later, Deku, no, not Deku, Zoro helps with moving into her house, since he doesn't have a lot of stuff, but he has like swords, and since he's been living in the dojo for quite a while, and I believe, let's see, it's already happened. All Might got injured and all, since he would never think to, he never would have thought to bring Luffy, since he was full of anger and stuff. That would be, he's still going to be injured, but he's going to be helped by Chopper. Yeah, he's going to be helped by Chopper, and he's going to be at least, he's going to be strong enough where, let's see, his time limit is much more better. Let's just say that his time limit's going to be better than average, like his canon self. So instead of like the 15 minutes per day or 3 hours per day, it's like he can go at least a good 2 days, like full, if he had to, and his time limit will go down like slightly, so he'll be okay by then. Let's see, but Zoro goes with Inko, and they live together now, and they're dating, which was actually funny due to the fact that Sanji, Luffy, and the others, you know, all of them, they meet up, and Luffy's married to Nami, which wouldn't be that much surprise. Frankie, he finds himself somebody who likes to do, you know, inventions. Chopper, he actually finds somebody, but he's more of he loves her. You know, he's gonna be with Carrot. Let's just say that he's gonna be with Carrot, since they're both animals, technically furries, and okay, this is getting weird. You know, and Brook, he found himself somebody who likes to do a bit of violin. So you know what? Everybody is at least happy, except for Sanji, because he's still being a playboy. He's always going to be a playboy. But I think, what did I say right now? Yeah, Robin. I think Robin would probably have feelings for him, slightly, like starting to develop, but not to the point where anything's happened yet. So I think it's going to be, yeah, everybody's with somebody, and Robin and Sanji are going to, you know, they're there, they're kind of there, but Sanji tries to hit on Inko, and it's actually funny since Inko says he's with Zoro. Sanji getting mad, thinking to himself, hell, why the heck does this moss head have her? Okay, my bad. 5 years later, Zoro and Inko have a son. His name isn't going to be Izuku. It's going to be kind of how do I say this? It's going to be Izuchi Manowado. And if, for those of you know, Wado Ichomonji, that is one of Zoro's swords. I think it's probably the white sword, and if it's not, well, it's going to be that now. He named it after his friend's sword. So yeah, and Deku's hero name is going to be, I'm gonna say that for later. And Deku has a quirk for this one. He's not gonna have One for All because Zoro's going to train him, and if anybody's seen how Zoro trains, he's stronger than One for All. I think most of the One Piece characters, they're probably stronger than him. Probably we'll not include. We're not going to include Frankie. Probably not Chopper as well. No, Chopper would probably be close to him. And probably Robin, since he can actually break all those hands piece by piece. So Robin will probably... So those two will probably lose to him. Most of them will probably beat him. I don't know about... No, because... Yeah... No. Nami will be actually as strong, if not, would probably beat him due to tactics. Since if anybody's seen that arc where they go save Nico Robin. Yeah, so I think they'll be okay. Anywho, what was it called? So 5 years later, Deku was born, and he trains probably around 2 years. Instead of having like freaking big dumbbells and all that stuff, he uses a weight that can go like heavy or go like light. So instead of having those big weights around the house, he's just gonna have those freaking arm weights that can help him with all his fighting. But Deku would have like not Deku. Zoro would like train him like as he was probably 2 years old, like tying him up to a tire, making him crawl, all that stuff, to the point where when he goes to sleep, he puts a couple of stone tablets. And if nobody knows what those are like the... I know they're 35 pounds during construction, but he's going to have like the lighter ones, like 15 pounds, since Deku is still 2. And he's training him to become a strong person, since he doesn't want him to become weak. Since they found out, like, even 1,000 years later, there's still bad people in this world. They thought it would probably be nice since everything's all nice. So Deku at 4 is gonna have a quirk. I think I already said that. His quirk is gonna be called Pressure. Now there's gonna be 3 stages to Pressure. And the first one is going to be he can make his body heavier, or his anything he touches, or at least a 10 meter radius heavy. So if anybody's within there and he controls it, if it's 50 pounds, everybody's going to feel like 50 pounds is on them. If anybody he touches specifically, they're gonna feel it. He can, anything up to his hands, his arms, they're gonna feel it. Like every part of his body. So his legs will be 50 pounds heavier. His other leg will be 50 pounds heavier. His arm is going to be 50 pounds heavier. You know, that stuff. And it's probably Zoro's fault that he probably has this quirk. Since Zoro was training him as a little baby to have it. He probably could have had Inko's quirk. You know, I think, telekinesis. But Zoro was an idiot. Moving on. And he's, let's see, I think probably after that, Bakugo is a she. Yes, she's gonna be. It's gonna be. He's Deku X Bakugo plus 2 more. Cause that's how I roll. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Now, I'm gonna leave this here. I just wanted to at least get to the point where how this whole story started and how it's ending. So like, comment, subscribe if you liked it, and give me some ideas, or if you want another what if, since this is gonna be my first what if, and I'm gonna start on this. I'm gonna finish it to the end, but I want to at least see if I can probably get some other quirks, not other quirks, other what ifs, to see how this would work out. But I've been Taurus. Bye.